I need to share my screen and you will tell me when to change the slide. So you couldn't save your file to PDF, right? That's why I had problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it works. So just the PDF is heavy. So I guess you didn't compress it. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Here we go. So you can start.
I researched Saint Laurent. Next. First, let's talk about Saint Laurent. Next.
Okay.
Next. It is the history of Saint Laurent. In 1961, Yves Saint Laurent created a brand in Paris, France. In 1993, the Saint Laurent fashion house was sold to company Sanofi. In 1999, the Gucci company bought Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent was transferred in 2000, and Saint Laurent retires in 2002. In 2005, Yves Saint Laurent of Stefano Pilati, and 2012 Saint Laurent by Edison Lehman, and 2016 Saint Laurent by Anthony Baccarat. Next page. Originally, Saint Laurent was named Yves Saint Laurent. However, Edison Lehman changed the brand name to Saint Laurent to create a new image of the brand. We must never confidence with Sonobori is what Yves Saint Laurent said. I wrote it down because it was memorable. Next page. Second, I created a positioning that this is just it. And next page. And the third one is that I have analyzed the learnings recently. I selected 4 of the 2020 spring summer collection. Look 1, the city style sunglasses, western long boots, and short-term impressive. And look 2, hippie hood and pink with gold-plated material. And look 3, a chiffon evening dress emphasizing waist with a gold belt, and gold boots are the point. Look 4 is, look 4, I have some.
I see.
No.
So you can explain yourself.
No. Wait a minute, please. Metallic satin shoot, and shoes had gold in front of, so there is a point. Next page. And I selected 4 out of 2024 winter collection. Look on a checker blouse and jacket. Black jean made of gloss material. I looked at the top looks like engraved and matched the belt with blush pants. And looks a sky blue fur coat that looks cool and purple gloss pants. And look for a V-line leather dress emphasizing shoulder and matched gloss boots. Next. Lastly, I selected four of the 2021 Spring-Summer collection. One is matched a jacket-like black dress with stocking and urban sunglasses and white flowers. And look two is slim vest and white pants, a belt of the same color. And look three is matched a sunglass that matched a lighter jacket and ribboned fabric shirt. And look four is a see-through black dress, put a wore necks and gave a point. Next. The fourth one is cosmetic. Yves Saint Laurent perfume was first launched in 1964. A lot of perfumes have been released made by women's perfume line. There are also have cushion, lipstick, and tint packs. Next. The fifth one is ambassador. Next. Roger of Blackpink was the ambassador of Saint Laurent, and Kaya and Dua Lipa were the ambassador of Saint Laurent. Next. What will happen to the fashion business in 20 years? Maybe I think downsizing. In a way for a fashion industry to save on materials and eliminate the chance of leftover clothing being tossed out, clothes may start being specially turned to each person in its size. Possibly in the future, companies' use of clothing size as technology opens, then make entrance our bodies for measurement and then proceeding to make the clothes. This the new way of creating clothes ultimately reduce the need for mass production and help out the environment in the center. Next. Decrease in fast fashion. The pandemic is changing customer shopping behavior. It may be everlasting as customers are choosing necessities over materialistic items. Fast fashion marketing itself as being the most updated trend style at the time has the leisure to buy. People in the future may not be looking for that in exchange for sustainable luxury brand instead. Well-made, durable, inexpensive clothing that can get multiple use of both without going out of style. Next. Sustainable fashion. Recently, with growing interest in the environment, more and more fashion brands are recycled. More interest and sustainable fashion will continue to develop. Next. Rental economy. The clothing rental industry has seen a huge increase as people are wanting to feel less when wearing clothes without the hardship of paying full price of produce. As time goes on, this trend may continue to benefit both customers with new clothing as well as limit the environmental impact by being able to recycle and reuse products instead of just tossing things out. Next. Parallel crossing the use of artificial intelligence in the fashion industry may end up having the able for clothing to change colors, temperature, and size. For example, the fashion of the future may be able to turn a black shirt white if that detect a person's body's temperature increase because of sun and muscle. Next. Customized piece. 3D printers can eventually become necessary in people's homes as customized clothing and produce are on the rise. Also, highly expensive in 2020 with in the next maybe 50 years, engineers may be successfully producing these printers at an affordable price for the general public. Next.
Okay.
In 20 years, we can only imagine what fashion trend will be going on and what our clothing will look like. Trend will constantly being changing. Technology will be growing. Effect of the current pandemic may be here to stay for over. We can guarantee the fashion industry will be making a unique for tech-based investment clothing. That is my presentation. That is my second project. And there's my third project about 90s fashion.
Okay. So finished?
Yes.